Good afternoon, young people. I'm parked on Old Forge Road, ready to hike the trail. Little fact about Old Forge Road. Pig iron in the 1820s was mined in Mont Alto, and along Old Forge there were furnaces or forges to get the impurities out of the iron in order to make steel. So they would add materials to it to make the steel, and they made mostly nails and these little box ovens. They didn't have iron in the Stone Age. They made their weapons and tools from stones and rocks. That's why it's called the Stone Age, but they did have iron in their diet. Now it's time for another history lesson. But Miss Aruba, what does hiking have to do with hunter-gatherers? Well, during the Paleolithic, Mesolithic, and early Neolithic period, hunter-gatherers had to migrate with the animals. As hunter-gatherers migrated from Africa into Southwest Asia or Mesopotamia, they consumed indigenous reptiles such as turtles, lizards, and snakes, native birds and migratory pelicans, duck, geese, and stork, as well as amphibians such as toads and frogs. In times of low food supply, they scavenged predatory kills from lions, tigers, and hyenas. In the Middle Paleolithic era, they began to hunt woolly mammoths using their bones and hide to create shelters as well as eating them. However, the most desired and commonly hunted game were the wild boar, the tarpan, deer, mouflon, and auroch. If these animals look familiar, it's because the wild boar became the domesticated pig, tarpan horse, mouflon sheep, auroch cow. These animals in particular were domesticated and bred since the beginning of the Neolithic era, approximately 10,000 BCE, depending on the region. In fact, cattle, sheep, and pigs have been the main livestock in pastoral agriculture throughout history to the present. The raising of poultry has always been a piece in pastoral agriculture. The popularity of chicken is a more modern historical phenomenon. In ancient Mesopotamia, ducks and pigeons were the preferred poultry as they nested year to year in the same spots and were more easily domesticated.
Cooling off.
Dogs were the first animals employed by humans much earlier than livestock. Discoveries by archaeologists and anthropologists reveal canines buried with hunter-gatherers as early as 32,000 BCE.
How is the domestication of dogs beneficial to early humans?
Dogs offered protection, companionship, a source of heat, and in times of desperation, a food source. Wait, Miss Aruba, you mean they would eat dogs? Well, only in times of desperation. Early humans valued dogs, which were especially advantageous in certain types of hunting. They would have needed to train dogs for hunting and protection, so what types of dogs would they have domesticated? And what types of dogs would they have bred for better hunting? Tracking, migrating, and hunting wild animals was a foreboding and at times terrorizing business. Auroch bulls were aggressive and deadly, and wild boar would hunt humans in packs. Humans were not the only animals to migrate with their prey. Wolves, hyenas, and lionesses would also follow. Rocky mountainous terrain with caves were sinister places where predators would compete for shelter.
What indigenous species would hunters and gatherers have encountered along their migration routes?